Nothing quite beats the feeling of coming back from a long road trip with a stack of Criterions from the flash sale on your doorstep. I got back The Dead. It was here finally. I have been wanting a copy of The Dead for a long time. I read about it through Roger Ebert many years ago, and I've only seen a scene or two of it. John Huston film, his last film, the Huston family, I mean, how many great projects have they been associated with? Angelica, Walter, like John Huston, just this incredible group of people in the film industry over the years. But this was set during a snowy winter in Dublin. And I love stories about Dublin. James Joyce here. Awesome. There is a family night of wine, song, and celebrations with Angelica Huston and somebody named Donald McCann. I have never seen this. I'd have read part of the short story. I just didn't get to finish it. So here we are with something that I have incomplete knowledge of that I'm really excited for. Tell me what you think of The Dead. I have not opened any of these up. This is the 4K plus the Blu-ray. I'm interested to see what the inside looks like. This might have been my most anticipated from the flash sale. That's not true. There's something down there I'm even more excited about, I think. But it has a little booklet with it. Real nice. Some nice illustrations in here. So I can't wait to see it. 1987, the year I was born. Seems like a lot of fun. Gracefully evokes the passage of time and the haunting power of memory. It says, The Dead. Another film that I've been talking about on my channel a little bit here and there, the Phantom Carriage. I ordered that finally, the Phantom Carriage, very famous Sjostrom silent film. I have talked about this, but if you haven't seen it and you're a big fan of The Shining, which I have a copy of The Shining up here somewhere. Yeah. If you're a fan of this movie, when he goes all crazy with his axe, that was inspired by this movie. I love my film vault set of The Shining. I didn't watch this winter. What a shame, huh? Forgot. Can't believe I forgot. Anyway, the Phantom Carriage. The last person to die on New Year's Eve before the clock strikes 12 is doomed to take the reins of Death's chariot, collecting fresh souls for the next year. I've been excited to get a copy of this. I've seen it once. I really liked it. 106 minutes. It's an extraordinarily rich and innovative silent classic, which inspired, it says, I didn't know this, it inspired Ingmar Bergman to make movies. Now, if you are familiar with Sjostrom and Bergman and their collaboration on Wild Strawberries, which I've talked about on the channel before, I actually have a BFI booklet of it somewhere around here. I did a video on that. Love Wild Strawberries. If you're familiar with that, Sjostrom, same old guy. The one with the crazy dream sequence. I'm going to open this later. I think, visually, I love this creepy carriage. It's the kind of thing that only a film can do, and only a great one. Man, Sjostrom, there's stuff in Flicker Alley. There's a film, He Who Gets Slapped, that I got a while back. So if you're into Criterion and you like silence, look up Flicker Alley. Some people have been commenting lately that I'm filming this around Easter. They like The King of Kings, the silent film that has a DVD in the Criterion Collection. Flicker Alley has that also, as a free tip here. All right, another single release that I had really pretty much ignored forever. I'm getting the plastic off of this Last Metro copy here. Last Metro. Catherine Deneuve is in a French theater company living under German occupation during World War II in this Truffaut film. Francois Truffaut. A Jewish theater manager in hiding. An actor in the resistance. I mean, this just such a timely, cool looking film. I've never seen this. I think someone who has watched my channel told me to see this. Can't remember, but it's got a little booklet with it. Looks cool. Actually, I don't recognize the actor. Somebody have to tell me if you know the actor. I'm sure he's been in something important that I don't know about. I feel like I have a big, blind spot there that I don't recognize the actor. The actor's name is Gerard Depardieu. French, you know, French pronunciation. Sometimes I know them, sometimes I don't, sometimes I guess. So I have to, I don't know. I've not heard of the act. Anyway, Boonwell set. Louie Boonwell. The discreet charm of the bourgeoisie, the phantom of liberty, that obscure object of desire. I have really been enjoying Boonwell films lately. A couple of you in the comments really encouraged me to go down this road. And I did talk a little bit recently about the discreet charm of the bourgeoisie, just a real incredible mixture of comedy and satire, and it's a really cool film. But this is saying that more than a few decades, 4 decades after he took the razor ball to the eyeball in his short film, he made this renegade free associating surrealism that reached an audacious self-detonating endgame. Cool. That sounds fun. 3 films. It's not very expensive. I have looked at this. I have seen this before years ago whenever Barnes & Noble had a good stock of these things. I've seen this, and I just never picked it up. Never really knew that I was a pretty big fan of this director. But the cool thing about films is that the more you see them, the more you see them. I mean, but it comes with these 3 little thin packs. So I'll take out the one that I already know about. The discreet charm here. His master, deliciously satiric masterpiece. An upper middle class group of 6. They sit 6 or 7. They sit down to a dinner that keeps being delayed over and over. The Roger Ebert review is really cool of this film. But it does come, I've got this whole packet that's got stuff about the films that I will read through. So if you do get the 3-pack, heads up. Sometimes they don't have those, but this one does. Or I feel like they don't. Okay, so those were the flash sale. Now I've got, on the road trip, I was able to pick up some really cool stuff just like incidentally in places like McKay's bookstore, and I did a video on Grindhouse, so I got something from there. Grindhouse has they used to have an online shop at Grindhouse Video, the Grindhouse Video store in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I really liked that place. I said it was my new favorite physical media store. I mean that as much as I love Orbit DVD, which you can order from Orbit DVD online. And as of right now, as of this video, you can't from Grindhouse. I'm not sure if that's going to change or not. But I did pick up this copy of Grand Illusion, which I talked about in another video. A pacifist masterpiece. I got this for $20 and it's out of print. Jean Gabin was a French World War I prisoner of war held by Erich von Stroheim's German captain. It's a really good film. I haven't seen it in many, many years, but I was really excited to get it when it was out of print. This one's not a Criterion, but I've been looking for this DVD forever. This was in McKay's. Got this for $7 at McKay's. White Heat. Just a DVD of it, but I have not seen White Heat yet. So some of you that follow my channel, you love your gangster films. You know, I've talked about some of the ones in the Criterion Collection. But James Cagney, I'm a huge James Cagney fan, and he's a psychotic thug in this one, devoted to his hard-boiled ma. Raoul Walsh, cool director. Thinking he's the guy that did The Big Trail, the old John Wayne film. I haven't seen this. I've been wanting to see this. I also got an old DVD of a film I've been meaning to see, and I liked the look of the DVD. This was The Tin Drum. The Tin Drum. I got this used. So I don't know a lot about The Tin Drum. I know it's really famous. It's German. There is someone born in the 1920s with an intellect beyond his infancy, who witnesses the hypocrisy of adulthood and irresponsibility of society, and I guess starts rejecting that. This got this won the Palme d'Or at the '79 Cannes Festival and the '79 Academy Awards for Best Foreign Language Film. The Tin Drum. The Tin Drum. I've been meaning to pick this up for a while, but the DVD wasn't super expensive. I actually kind of have a nostalgia for these old Criterion style, the way that they hold the 2 disc. I think my Solaris copy is like that, which I have over there somewhere. If y'all like Solaris and Tarkovsky, I haven't ever upgraded that to the Blu-ray, but I do own all the Tarkovsky films, so maybe I should. Just don't know. At McKay's, again on the same road trip, I got a copy of a film I never thought I'd find, and I have no idea the quality on this. This is a pretty old DVD, but I love the look of it. So I'm a big, I used to teach English, and obviously that would come with a little bit of Shakespeare here and there. So I've incorporated film into Shakespeare teaching, but this would be more like college. Like this is Henry V, the Olivier version. Embroiled in World War II, Britons took courage from the tale of a king who surmounts overwhelming odds and emerges victorious. Now, what that means, so this was a 1944 film in color. It looks really cool, Henry V. I was thrifting one time and I found the Kenneth Branagh version for like $1 sealed, which is a really, really cool pickup. So I might watch both of those, but I haven't picked up a Shakespeare in a while. This was cool to be able to get one of these older Criterions of it. And I also found, because I'll pick up DVDs, if I find a good price on them, if it's something I'd like to have in the collection, but I don't necessarily want to spend the full Blu-ray or 4K price. I picked up a film that a few folks that watch me really tell me about David Lean from the UK a lot, and I've got a copy here of Summertime. An American spinster's dream of romance becomes bittersweet. She meets an Italian man vacationing in Venice. This is Katharine Hepburn. Well, this looks fun. This looks awesome. I love Katharine Hepburn. Just awesome actress. But there's one I hadn't really shown you all, I don't think. It's also not in the Criterion Collection, but I got this for $2 at the most random, I go in these little old, these thrift stores. If you go to some of the ones in the country stores, every occasion you'll come across a really good DVD, and I sure did here for $2. This Cinema Paradiso. This is the Aero Academy, and I got it for $2. It's in really good shape. It's like the inside of this thing's incredible. But I don't know a lot about it. The back it says it's a loving homage to cinema, through the story of Salvatore, a successful film director returning home for the funeral of Alfredo, his old friend, who was the projectionist at the local cinema throughout his childhood. Well, this just sounds amazing. I looked at it the other day, kind of forgot a little bit about it because it's been a while since I've looked at it, but incredible. What a stack. As fans of movies, picking up and owning a physical media library, that's a rare and special thing that some of us are able to do. And so I always if I have a really good haul like this, I like to show it to you all. So you might see some of these films talked about on the channel. Again, thanks for tuning in here. Tell me what you picked up in your flash sale, or if you're like me, you got a little bit of both there, you'll have to let me know. I talk about Criterion stuff all the time on this channel, and movies. I love movies. I love classic movies. I love non-English movies. So subscribe if you haven't to Cody in the Cinema.